Alright, I've always said it many times that, see, when your chord vocabulary increases, you will have more appreciation for the function of melody. You realize that certain melodies may not necessarily sound as interesting. For example, look at this chord. When I have a saw T of the 6 minor, alright. So, but that hey is just a stylistic way of making that melody moment more interesting. Alrighty, hi everyone, my name is P.D. Wolfson. I am the singer-songwriter, vocal director and producer and creative director of 121 Selah. I'm here again with another harmony and vocal arrangement breakdown video. Thank you so much for your feedback on the first one that we did. I broke down Jesus and the video is right there. You could just look it up in my channel. But this time around we are on another song, and this one really means a lot to me. This song, any song I break down definitely means a lot to me, but this in particular, first of all, because of the progression of the song. Any song that has this progression already has my heart. You go from your 2, then your 5, then you go to the 3 minor, then you have your 6, then 2, then 5. Any song that has this progression has my heart, and it's none other than Osuba by Okopi Peterson. I was called upon to produce and also feature 121 Selah on the remix of this very global African anthem, and I am so delighted to share what I put together in this song with you. So where do we begin? The intro. My friend Emeka, shout out to you, Emeka. I have some of the best musicians on the planet, some of the best sound crafters, some of the best orchestrators, some of the best music geniuses on the planet that work with me, apart from the vocalists, the singers of 121 Selah, who I believe are the best to ever come out of Africa. Yeah, my shameless plug right there. I also know that my musicians, anybody who works with me to bring to life what is in my head, are people that are on top of the globe when it comes to music. They know their stuff. So shout out to you in particular, Emeka. If you can watch this, you're phenomenal. I think you're the sound of the future, and so I'm so privileged to have you in my corner. So this is what he created as the intro for this beautiful African piece. We're trying to achieve that merger of African music and contemporary detail in arrangement and in colors and in harmony. One that does not in any way reduce the strength of our African rhythm and colors and arrangements and tonality and all that. So really, this song is a combination of both worlds. So here we go, the intro. Music is very spiritual. I believe you know that. And when I mean spiritual now, I'm not even talking in the Christian context. I'm just saying the creator of music already embedded so much melody and harmony, information, colors, and all that will lift your spirit, that would reach deep and sometimes even answer questions that logic cannot answer. So what do we have here? Song is on the key of B flat minor. At this point of the intro, we're playing in B flat minor. Okay, so we have, he did this pedal thing. Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario. Then he went to C sharp, Alor to Lagbara. Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario. All right, now that's happening. It's very contemporary, right? Like that doesn't sound like what we naturally put together as Africans, if you get what I'm saying. So while that is happening, I decided to be the the parallel, the African parallel of that in melody. So I did very, very strong. Osuba Mareo. We see that trill in the middle. Mareo. In fact, the re was very re instead of the mare, like you guys cool people like to call it. No, we're not being cool here. We're trying to be as African as we can be. So we go Osuba Mareo. Then Osuba Mareo. Then hello, the ladies all around to Lagbara. Then Oshubare Mareo, Oshubare Mareo, and that's it. So then Okopi came in and did Oshubare Mareo, Oshubare Mareo. All right, and so we went on like that. Then, like I said in my last video, there are many times that I create different kinds of melodies to just also serve as accompaniment for the original melody. So while he was doing Oshibare Mareo, Oshibare Mareo, I did this in the as an accompanying melody. Okay, so see what I did. Oshibare Mareo. So you see I did alright, as a standalone melody. It works for the progression just as the original melody works. And so when we have different melodies like that, that when you play it at the same time with the original melody, it doesn't contradict the progression. You'd find that those melodies can also serve as your oohs and ahs, or whatever it is you want to create that would accompany and embellish and complement the original melody. So you have this progression. So you see, at this point, you see that it's resting on the 6, so it's tensioning the 6 right here, because that's the 7th note. So we're good, right? So I did that. So see what I did next. And look at this. So you see that on tenor, alto, then sopranos, all that just to create you see that tenors, alto, sorry. You see they did that. That's like a pedal note, all right, all through the progression of 4 and 5 and 6. So we have all right, I've always said it many times that, see, when your chord vocabulary increases, you will have more appreciation for the function of melody. You realize that certain melodies may not necessarily sound as interesting. For example, look at this chord. When I have a 5 chord, and I play a saw, it sounds like, oh, we're home, right? Sometimes, you see, creative tension creates beautiful harmony, right? So instead of doing saw only for 5, sometimes try saw on a 4. Woo! Other times you try 5 on a 6. So that's your 6 chord, and you try 5 here. So you can see that for 4, 5, 5, 6, 5, 4. So basically, this is just what informed my arrangement at the point when I did. Then tenors did. Right, so they came to the 3. Yeah. So then sopranos did. You see? So this 5 and 6 and 7 note resting on the 6th chord creates this very nice tension, you know. So I did that all to make the melody more interesting and the experience more enjoyable. So let's keep going. Yeah, so we came back home. So then like normal basic Yoruba, parallel harmony, you know, to bring us back home. So you can see what I'm doing intentionally. I'm trying to stay contemporary, but also at home in Africa, where I was born. That's another melody. You hear what I'm saying? You could think of 1,000 or 10,000 different melodies that you could use per time. So at this point, he did Oshibarema, Oshiba, Oshibarema, Mare. I do it again. Oshibarema. So we did Oshibarema. You see what I did there? So we decided to create this one from our own context here. Not only the melody of it, but also the tonality of it. So lots of, you know, contours, you know, dynamic melody there. I always advocate for right intonation, especially when I'm dealing with specific cultures. You know, you could go to South Africa, for instance. Many of their sentences have clicks and stuff, and all that. So you don't want to sing Q as Q. You do, right? So Yoruba also has all of that. You know, you have friends who do baba, baba, eshayo baba, eshayo baba, awa dupe baba. You know, British Yoruba, doesn't work for music. Your harmony is important, but it's also important that your tonation is on point. So it's baba, eshayo baba, not bye, or many people go Yahweh. No, that's Hebrew. You know, there's no A in Hebrew. It's Yahweh. In fact, it's Yahweh. There's the Yahweh. All right, scratch that. I was just joking, but you get my point. Point is, always make sure that your language and your intonation is as right as your harmony. Okay, so where are we? At this point, what we have is a basic response now, you know, to Hello to Lagbara. Now we do Oshibare with him while he's still singing the lead, right? So altos do the melody. Like that. Tenors do You see that? Remember I told you that the 7th could be used also on the 6th, like to create that tension, remember? So I did and I did that to pass. Now I was going to end up on the 1, which is naturally in the minor scale of the C of the 6 minor, all right? So but that is just a stylistic way of making that melody moment more interesting. So all right, so tenors again. Oshubare Mario, Oshubare Mario, something like that. And sopranos, Oshubare Mario, 6, Oshubare Mario. All right, so that's what we did there. Then back to Oshubare Mario. Back to Alaru to Lagbara. Then Oshubare Mario. Oshubare Mario. particularly love what Okopi did there. Shibaramara, like it was so beautiful because I mean I directed the vocals as well, and so when he dropped that note, it hit me really deep. So from here, basically, we're just introducing the song. Now, this song, what we had in mind from the beginning was to create something that felt or looked like a procession of a king. A king is coming into town, and we want to create this celebratory mood and picture, with all the dancers and the train of the king, the chiefs of the king, everybody gathering around him to hail him, like a coronation of some sort, or a celebration of an anniversary. This is our king. This is who we worship. This is who we serve. This is our majesty. So I wanted to create something very musically loud that would call, just like eulogize this king. And so everything we did was more like a very subtle a musical introduction. Right now, the king has not come out yet. Right, we're just trying to just prepare the way for the king. Now, this king shows up in his majesty and his glory, and that's what this next part is really about. It's a procession, like I said. So watch what we do next. It's so good. It feels good. That's the point where the king shows up and there is a very loud cry telling everybody, now it's time to bow. All right. So when he says, Obato Togbojule, now we Yoruba guys, I'm Yoruba, so I mean, we love eulogizing God. We love eulogies. If you really want to eulogize anyone, come speak Yoruba. Okay. So when he raised that sound, that cry, Obato Togbojule, so we went Iba oh Iba. So that was our response. This is cultural. Iba means we bow, we worship, we lay prostrate. We responded in language Iba, but this is what we did in harmony. So now we're back to B flat minor. So Iba alto began. So alto did Iba like that. So Iba then So we have that. So yeah, mi fa Selah. So on the mi fa we have the. Let me do it again. So Iba 3 minor. You can see that. So on the 3 minor we did the riff. Then 5 minor. Still on that 5 minor. Your mi melody now having to be the 7th note of the major 7th note of this chord 4. All right, so that's what altos did. So altos laid the foundation. Iba oh. So after Iba oh, alto, sopranos responded with Iba oh, Iba. All right, so Iba oh, Iba oh, Iba. Then tenors did when altos did Iba oh, Iba oh. Tenors did Iba. All right, so let's do tenor next. So, let's do soprano. Sopranos go when altos do Iba, Iba, Iba. So do la ti fi so. You know what that means? So normally I'd play. It's a normal minor 3 chord. But many times we do this flat 5 thing. Yeah, it's a thing I like to do many times, because it kind of like just, gives a flavor to it. All right. So, but I didn't really stay on the note. So I just did just flat 5 to the 5. You get then you get. So let's do it again. So my voice is not in so much great shape, but I'm just trying to hit the soprano note. Do you understand? So that's what we did. Then tenors, then altos did Iba, Iba. So you can see that chord. So soprano on 6, alto on mi, tenor on do. So you can see now this is like a 6 minor note, minor chord. Do mi la. But when you play on the 4 as a root, it becomes your 4 major 7th. Do you understand? With a 3 as the extra note that serves the 7th. If you get what I mean. So, but it doesn't stop there. So when we do for tenors, Iba, Iba. Then we do all right, so do, re. In the progression, you can see that tension, the 4 still remains. So chromatically, I worked from ready do, which is like a, so it's like a, yeah, it's a very nice way of passing to the actual minor 7th chord. So minor 7th chord of the 2. For alters, when you do I love it so much. Then they do so you do that's it. Then soprano Iba, 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 then they did like that. That's what we did there. Got it? Nice. Let's move on. Same thing. So at this point, what we did was, while we're still doing the original Iba, Iba, and all of that, so okopi, take it back a little bit. Okopi did this. Alright, you know what? Let me play what it sounds like a cappella, so you can have a raw idea without the music, so you can see what it sounds like around that point. Okay, so there's one note I missed. Tenors actually did a 4th note when they did you can see that So they did a part did a section part did a tenor section part did the other part did all right, so while all that was going on, we did Kabie on the Kabie Sio Kabio Sio. So just to, you know, give that place a little more push. If I had 1,000-man choir, I could do a lot more with melodies and words, all speaking to the message and the mission of the song. So very basic harmonies. At this point, we don't need any distractions. Many times, you know what parallel harmonies do to you? They just give you the opportunity to focus, right? There are many times we need to do other things, but right now, this is the song. And that's why I love gospel, traditional gospel music, because there are many times where it's just about that three powerful parallel, you know, notes going, just embellishing each other and just driving the music. And of course, we all know the chorus. So right now, basic harmony, tenors, altos, and melody. Tenors on the degree below. Osuba mare Osuba mare Osuba mare. That's the harmony. Osuba mare. The sopranos. Osuba mare Osuba mare. Like that. And then I think we did the swap right after. 2 times. And we took it up this time. Because you know what an inversion is. One more time. Tone modulation. So, tone modulation. So we kept tenors on the melody now because we've swapped. So tenors on the melody, alto on the 3rd degree, and sopranos on the 4th degree right now. So it just became more powerful. I wanted to hear how that sounds in a cappella. It's so rich. Woo. Shout out to every singer in 121 that allows me stress them, not only in chords, not only in arrangement, but also in range. I take them really high many times. Shout out to you guys. You guys are the best. Shout out to them for me in the comment section when you see it. So that's what we did at that point. So there was a basic harmony, 3-part parallel. Then there was a swap, and then there was a tone modulation where I kept the same harmony of the swap before the modulation. So tenors on the melody, altos on the 3rd degree, and sopranos on the 5th degree of that chorus. So after this, we go back to the final part of the song, which I personally love so much. So this part, so at this point we have this kind of response thing where Okopi had all the freedom to, just ad-lib and just talk about the person of God, who God is to him. So what we were doing was, so progression is ba, 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 ba. So what do we have here? For altars we have Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario, like that. Then tenors we have Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario. The sopranos we have Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario, Osuba Mario. All right, like that. You got it. So that's basically what we did there. Very, very basic harmonies. So. Alright, then he just went on ad-libbing and ad-libbing, ad-libbing. One of my favorite ad-libs in this entire song is when he says, Obatoni Femi giddy giddy, oh Femi, yeah, yeah, oh. He said, Ọlọ́run tó ṣàánú mi, the God that has shown me mercy. I'm in love with every aspect of the song, the harmony, the rhythm, the orchestration, the ad-libs, the vocals, the passion, everything just sits right in this song. And so basically, we're getting close to the end of the breakdown. That's what we just did till the end. You can hear the strings active. Pop, 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 pop. Now, not a vocal thing, but a string thing, how we ended it. Of course, you could hear how we sang through, right? Repeating that same. Yeah, Mario. Then, see how we ended it? That's how Emeka decided to end this whole thing. I mean, it's just goodness from the beginning till the end. And so that's basically what I did in this song, combining African melodies, African rhythm, African chants, African choruses, African tonation with contemporary style of harmony. There were swells where we did swells, there were active chromatic scale notes when it was necessary, but everything was done in context to achieve the mission of blending together Africa and contemporary Western styles of music. And shout out again to Emeka for producing this song with me. Amazing orchestration. You are the best. Shout out to 121 Selah, and shout out to Okopi Peterson for this beautiful rendition, for this beautiful song, for your take, for your delivery. It was impeccable. Yes, so that's how far we've come today. If you love this, please, I personally plead that you share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel. Comment, say something nice, like, of course, and turn on the notification bell so that you can receive notifications for other videos that I'll be releasing on this channel. Thank you guys. Peace.